You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and the Peppermaster, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's a snowy image. Good morning and hello, kits and cubs. Welcome to season number 3 and episode 90 of the Daily Beaver here on the Crier Media Network. Today, recording day is Monday, April 3rd, 2023. And while Ottawa has a slight white coating, here it's just wet. Yep, the Beaver Lodge. And temperatures are supposed to warm up today, going all the way up to 8, so which will be much warmer than yesterday. We've been yo-yoing a bit. We had 13, and then we had 3, and it looks like it's going to be 8 today. But that's early spring for you. I'm your host, the Eager Beaver, pronouns he, him, hey, Mr. Beaver A. And with me is my constant companion, my friend, my brother from another mother, Mr. Grizzly. Of course, a big thank you goes to our podcast's founding sponsors, the Peppermaster, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, and CanadianTarot.com. We have a Monday morning bite for you. Hopefully, we have an interview for you as well. I haven't heard from our guest yet this morning, but I did last night. So hopefully everything is going well at home, and our take 2 of our attempted interview with Quito Maggi, from who's the president and CEO of Mainstreet Research, will take place today. And if not, well, you know what? We'll wing it. It's not like we don't have enough content. But before we go any further, we must take a moment to do the most important thing we do on the show, which is say hello to you, Mr. Grizzly, and ask you, how's your mental health today?
Well, good morning, Mr. Beaver. I'm a little tired, and this view this morning is not it's not exactly
joy.
Yeah, it's not no, that's my view this morning. Not exactly inspiring joy. It doesn't spark joy at all.
No. This condo would not be happy.
Did anybody give Mother Nature the calendar, let her know April Fool's Day was Saturday?
Oh, Mother Nature, she's such a kidder.
I mean, it doesn't help my mental health, I can tell you that. the dark gray, snowy sky is not inducing a warm, fuzzy feeling. Nothing I can do about it though, so I'll just roll with the punches, as the saying goes. But yeah.
Well, Mr.
I'm a
Grizzly,
little
if it
tired
helps
though.
at all. Yeah. Well, if it helps at all, I am warm and fuzzy, and I will be your sunshine.
Okay, that works for me. That works for me.
Hopefully, you'll feel better after the show. Oh, nice cup.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. Mine.
Product that
Ah,
I'm certified as a specialist in there. So a couple of years, so I'd have to take the course again. And because I don't really work with the product as much anymore, I won't be taking the course anytime soon. Anyway, yeah, million
all right.
qualifications.
Good morning, Kit Linda M. Yes, 200 subscribers. Woohoo! Yes, we crossed it over the weekend on our Twitter feed. Woo! Yes.
202.
202 now. Yeah. All right. So we're more than 20% of the way there. Let's keep it going, Kits. Good morning, Kit Ellen. Good morning, Kit Elaine. I hope you're feeling well today. Good morning, Kit Saucy. It's so lovely to see you. And good morning, Kit Tim. You just popped in just as we finished the good morning. So you get one too. There you go. It's so lovely to see you. We've been busy. Just a little programming note. If you didn't notice it, Kits, we produced a show over the course of the weekend, which we don't normally do. But
Unless we're in the pub.
Yes, unless we're in the pub. But as we mentioned last week, we started a special series with regard to the Alberta election. And every 2 weeks, for 3 or 4 weeks, we will be doing a sort of a panel discussion with people from Alberta who can talk to us a little bit more about what's going on the ground. And episode 1, we had Nate Pike from The Breakdown at Alberta, and Hugh and Richard Gordon from Alberta Stand Live. Great guys.
Yeah.
The show went better than we had hoped. So that was great. Kit Linda M watched it, said it was very informative, great guests. We hope to get other guests. We've been talking to Max Fawcett, who has said that he is interested. We're still reaching out to other people who have not yet confirmed, so we won't put their names out there. But yeah, it went very well. So we'll be doing that. We won't be doing one on the 27th, however, just because that's 2 days before the election. So we'll probably do one on the 13th and then let some time go. And then on the 29th, do an election return show, have a bit of a pre-show, which would be the show on the 27th, and then watch the results come in. So hopefully you'll join us for that programming, because even if you're not from Alberta or living in Alberta, this is an election that's going to be pretty consequential and have impact on the entire nation. So you don't have to be from Alberta to be interested in it.
Indeed. Congratulations, Elaine. Good for you. Keep it up. Keep up that good work.
Yes, more than 100 hours nicotine free.
That's
Way
awesome.
to go. Yeah.
It's the hardest habit in the world to kick.
Yep. And the important thing to remember is that by doing that, you have chosen yourself.
Yes.
So congratulations for choosing you. Doesn't matter how you got there.
You got there. That's all that matters.
Yeah. All right, Mr. Grizzly, do you have anything to start us off this morning?
Well, for those who maybe didn't see this on the weekend, this is just a classic example of a rage farmer raging over an April Fool's joke and didn't realize he was caught. This is Jordan B. Peterson.
Yay.
So the Western Standard, which is a questionable publication to begin with, it's basically the advertising wing of the PBCC. Western Standard on Saturday morning, April Fool's Day, posted this tweet. One lane along the 8,000-kilometer highway will be repurposed from motor vehicles to bicycles and other human-powered transportation. And what does Jordan Peterson respond with? And it's clear, April 1st, 2023, this idiot country is sheathed in ice 7 months of the year, and the Trans-Canada Highway, an underdeveloped national disgrace, is 5,000 miles long. Is there nothing so stupid you won't do it, Justin Trudeau?
7 months of the year?
That's
when he's talking about other people being stupid?
Like, this is not a smart man. He's not. He has an extended vocabulary, which makes him sound smart, but he's not very smart.
Well, again, I have a rule with these types of things. Like, if you're going to have a tweet out in public calling other people liars,
Maybe research it a bit.
first, don't be the biggest liar on the planet.
Yeah. He's not a
Like,
smart man.
It's not. So it's like, you're going to criticize other people from being stupid when you've just expressed an outrage that you believe that the country is sheathed in ice for 7 months a year? Have you ever lived here?
Slightly
In a
hyperbolic.
Tuktayak, maybe.
Yeah. The Trans-Canada Highway is not sheathed in ice 7 months out of the year. It's not. It's barely 4. Barely 4. Barely.
Yeah. Yeah. And then we have a saucy sea witch here that says that Max Bernier's also set off a lot of people.
Oh, yeah.
And,
He was going to fold the PPC into the con party.
Oh,
Did you see that one? Yeah, he said he was going to fold the PPC into the con party because he's fully in lockstep with everything Pierre's saying. And I guess people lost their shit.
Oh, okay. That's the one. I thought it was this one that he was trying to do a conservative humor because it's never funny. So on the International Transgender Day Visibility, the Canadian Army posted out a tweet, right, saying that, on the Day of Visibility, we reaffirm our commitment to providing an open, inclusive working environment that allows Canadians to serve their country, et cetera, et cetera. Good statement. And then Maxime Bernier, and if anyone dares attack Canada, we'll send our elite troops of soldiers with reconstructed genitals led by our best non-binary officers wearing nail polish to defend our country. Be warned. Now, I thought this was an attempt at humor.
No. It's
because
Max being
right-wing humor is never funny. It always punches down.
Yeah.
But it's like, so what you're saying is that, remember that movie, South Park? Bigger, Longer, and Uncut?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Remember this scene, Mr. Grizzly? I believe it was when they were talking about something called Operation Human Shield.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When they had you see the picture of the army all together like this, and it sort of looked like the American flag, except the stars are on the bottom left, and it's all the black recruits.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh yes, we're going to send them to lead.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to send them led by our Nesnot. So we're going to put them right on the front line, right? They're the people that you're going to put sacrifice
Cannon
first.
Cannon fodder.
Bernier?
Yeah. No, I'm sure that pissed a few people off, but it was really his whole thing about merging the party. I'll see if I can find that. It was quite funny. I thought it was funny because I got it, but a lot of people apparently did not get it.
Well, that's the thing, right? It's like, gee, Jordan Peterson, it's not hard to go fishing there, is it? That man's just itching to be outraged. And then, of course, you had Pierre again playing on the April's Fool's thing, but again, not being funny, Mr. Grizzly.
Mm-hmm.
Breaking. A spate of robberies hit gas stations with the suspect stealing 14 cents per liter from everyone gassing up. Suspect said to be hiding at an Ottawa cottage.
Who thinks this is funny?
He doesn't know what humor is.
Yeah. You got a comment here under belief. Honestly, this tweet is as bad as O'Toole on the porta potty video. Look what that got him right up Schitt's Creek.
Very true.
You are next. It's like a spite of robbery said. Okay, let's talk about this. Right. The carbon tax. Oh. Well, the thing that they keep on referring to as a carbon tax, even though our Supreme Court has already ruled that it's a regulatory fee, but, well, conservatives like to have fun with words, and they're not very good with retention. So, well, at least retaining new concepts. They're very good with retention in other sense. Anyway.
I found it.
Oh, you found it? Okay. Mr. Grizzly.
This was Mad Max on Saturday morning, April 1st. After receiving assurances that a Pierre Poilievre government would substantially lower immigration, stop sending weapons and money to Ukraine, reject climate alarmism, make massive cuts to the government spending, abolish all discrimination programs based on race, sex, and sexual orientation, and condemn radical gender ideology, I officially announce I will dissolve the PPC and support him. So people kind of lost their minds over that. And then, so what did Max do? Well, Max responded in the way that Max does. And I'll show you this in a sec here. This was his follow-up to that tweet. Check this out. If you fell for this obvious April Fool's prank yesterday, ask yourself why you believe that Poilievre could reverse his stand on these 6 key policies and give me such assurances. This will never happen. The CPC is a corrupt party with no firm principles. All they do is pander and patch together vague promises based on polls that they have no intention to keep. That's why the PPC exists and will continue to fight consistently for common sense policies based on clear principles. Well,
what he calls principles. Those aren't principles, honey. Those are bigotries.
He has none.
Because he refers to all programs, all equity-based programs, as discrimination-based programs because they're not for the dominant group who hasn't been. It's the same thing with tax cuts, right? With these guys, right? It always has to be broad-based tax cuts for everyone. Like even if you're making like $3 million a year, right? You have to get a tax cut to it. It has to be distributed to everyone because that way you make sure that the pool of tax cuts is so small that the poorest don't get a big chunk.
Of course.
Right? So it's like, that's the one time they believe in stuff for everyone so that the poorest don't get too much.
Well, you got to punch down, right? I mean, don't let them get too uppity.
Yeah. It's like a nice look at Saucy says, I mean, he isn't wrong, but also at the Pot and Kettle Convention.
Yes.
It's true. It's true. It's like, he's not wrong. It's like, you're reading that and I'm sitting there, okay, yeah, that's true. But the thing that's wrong is that it's like, you're presenting yourself as being principled.
He isn't principled. He's a libertarian. He's an admitted libertarian. I'm not joking when I say that. He's admitted. I know this because a friend of mine worked for him. The man is a libertarian, which I find very ironic when he's in government. Right? Irony is dead.
Irony is definitely dead. Irony is definitely dead. Then you got Poilievre again going on a whole bunch of other things with the budget this time. He's been doing a lot of complaining this week in particular. This weekend in particular, he's been quite a little busier than usual. But he had this one.
Let's put that up there.
For weeks prior to the budget, Freeland told us that she would limit deficits to avoid pouring fuel on the inflationary fire. Then she dumped $60 billion of additional fuel on the fire, $4,200 in extra costs for every family in Canada. Cap spending, cut waste, and inflationary taxes bring home lower costs. Also, give me all of your data and send me money.
Yeah, you saw that form you need to sign? Holy crap.
Okay, so in response to this, I'm just saying, like, wait a minute. Guy who wanted the prime minister to add $28 billion per year structurally to our budget in order to cave to premiers on health, no strings, for a $140 billion over 5-year tabs before health cost escalators or spending on any other thing on the budget, is complaining about $45.6 billion over 5 years of new spending for everything.
He's a hypocrite.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
You know, when they were saying about Trudeau, just not ready. This is just not serious.
No, let's just check on the the weather cam here, and yeah, still snowing.
Just not serious. Just not serious. And then, of course, the other inconvenient question is that his policy is, well, for every $1 of new spending, you got to cut $1 somewhere. because
Mm,
that's how the world works, right? You know, you're sitting at home because they keep on. Let's say they keep on comparing the budget to a home or a business, right? So let's say
that's not how it
it's
works.
not. Let's not. But let's just humor them.
Okay,
Let's say for the sake of argument that you're
sure.
at home and you have I don't know, a tree falls onto your roof and you have a big hole in it, but you don't have the money right now, liquid, to pay for roof repair.
Mm,
So do you dig into your savings?
mm,
Do you borrow?
mm.
Or do you say, you know what? No, I'm just going to leave that hole in my roof and I will take up a couple of extra shifts and work and work and work until I make enough money to repair that hole in the roof. And then I will. Thus, if it rains again or anything, well, then you create more damage to your home and you increase the cost. Or, you could say, well, okay, I've got this roof and I got to fix it and it's going to cost me $3,000. So this month I won't spend $3,000 on something else
Beer
like
and
food
pretzels
or rent
or
or
rent
my mortgage payment or my medications. Or
or
it doesn't
food.
work that way. It doesn't work
Yeah.
that way. And one of the beautiful things about being a government is that your life expectancy is more than 76 years. You would hope.
Well,
So you can borrow and pay it back over a long time, over several lifetimes.
especially, for a nation. Oh, hey, check
So
this out.
this guy wanted $140 billion in 5 years just for health. Then he wanted all that extra defense spending. Then he wants all those tax cuts.
Mm,
That's a lot of stuff he needs to cut if he's going to maintain that one-for-one promise. He's complaining about other people being spendthrifts, but his spending promises, or what he said he would spend on anyway, is like a drunken sailor.
he's never
Of course,
spent time in the real world as an adult, right? He's been in government since he was, what, 20, 21 years old? Something to that effect. So he doesn't know what it's like to actually live in the real world amongst the common people, to bring home a powerful paycheck and remove the gatekeepers. I'm just going to throw all his shit at him and see which sticks, because it's all just that shit.
Yeah. I mean, I can understand why he believes paychecks are powerful. I mean, he turned his into like $9 million, allegedly.
Yeah, allegedly.
Yeah. But I mean, of course, when you have expense accounts, and I mean, now he doesn't have to spend a cent on anything almost.
That's right. Because he has
His food's paid for, his room board is paid for.
Well, did you know that
He's got-
that he has a butler too, right?
Oh, now he's got a butler.
Yeah, well, as does the prime minister, the official opposition and the leader of the nation. The prime minister and the official opposition have butlers in their homes. This is something that's been longstanding. You have a kitchen manager, you have a function you have an entire staff. So yeah. I've met the prime ministerial butler a few times. Real nice fella. I've done work at 24 Sussex in the past.
Okay. It seems that Skippy was
a dump.
24, 25 around the time.
Yeah, okay.
He was 24 when he won the nomination. The party nomination.
Yeah. So, I mean, his frontal lobes weren't fully formed at that point. Well, they're not. It's a fact. I was no more ready at the age of 24 to be in charge of damn near anything, let alone my own life.
Anyway. And then we have like another conservative, and I'm starting to have problems with this. I had some problems before, but I'm really having problems now. I'm having problems with our senators engaging in the
they lost
political
against
commentary.
Toronto the other day.
Pardon?
The Ottawa Senators, they lost against Toronto on Saturday.
I know. Yeah, it looks like the door's closed now. There's only 5 games left and they're 6 points out. So
yeah, it's not looking
mathematically, it's still possible, but yeah. But no, our senators, who are supposed to be providers of sober second thought, I don't like it when they comment in a partisan way publicly on subjects.
They're really not supposed to be doing that.
They shouldn't be. And you have this guy here. This is the senator I probably despise the most in the entire thing. Yeah. Senator Leo Housakis. This guy is greasy like you
Oh,
would
yeah.
not believe. There's been a whole bunch of scandal surrounding him, left, right, and center. He never seems to get caught in it. There was stuff with BPR Rail. He was caught in the Senate expense scandal. He had to return $6,000. He's taken a free trip to
Mhm.
China or Taiwan or whatever, paid for by the Chinese government. Um, the, and he's their guy.
Oh,
Right?
yeah.
He's their guy. He's the former Speaker of the Senate. So, right, he was the Speaker of the Senate when they were in power. So he's their Senate leader. And he says, again, another conservative that knows the price of everything and the value of nothing. The federal public service employment has increased by 31% in 7 years, adding nearly 80,000 employees. Do you feel like you're getting 31% better service? You don't get 31% better service by increasing people 31%. It's not directly proportional.
No.
Dumbass. And now these same employees are threatening to strike unless they get a hefty raise. What a fine mess this is. Okay. Here's another thing that always pisses me off about conservatives as well. The fact that they keep on punching down on our public service all the time.
Mm-hmm.
You know that movie Horrible Bosses? These guys.
Oh, yeah.
They never miss an opportunity to publicly trash one of the most competent, professional, nonpartisan public services in the entire world.
Yeah, they
That's
take the
what we
cheap
have.
shots. Again, they know they can't punch back, so they'll punch down
But they can't
every
punch
single
back.
time. No,
They
can't.
can't punch back. They are not allowed to make public comments on as public servants.
Yeah, so that's why it's an easy target for them. That's why they do it.
That's your boss trashing you in public.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Can't punch back, can't say a damn thing, so, just take it like a human punching bag. This is what we're dealing with, people. These are not good people. These are not good humans. These are greedy, self-centered, money-loving, power-hungry, religious zealots. These are not good people. They do not have your interests in mind. The only interest they have is the interest they can earn on the money that they take from you. That's it.
Come on, man.
Yeah, it's just.
Could you imagine your immediate supervisor just running to the press and going, "Oh, Paul and everybody in his division department. Oh, God, lazy people. No. Now they want a raise." Can you imagine? He is pissed off that public servants would dare, like everybody else on the planet and the nation right now, demand a raise in a context of 10.6% food inflation.
Yeah, that's just complicated.
He's literally offended by the fact that people want to eat.
He's also paid by us. He's a terrible employee. He's a terrible employee. Can we fire him? I'd like to fire him. Or at least put him on 6 months unpaid leave while he thinks about his, terrible, terrible ways.
I mean,
Yeah.
I can't believe these people. And then they complain because people dare to say, "Whoa, that's not acceptable. Whoa, that's racist. Whoa, that's bigoted. Whoa, that's insensitive. Whoa, that's cruel."
He gets one of these.
Right.
That's what he gets. He gets Lucy watching television saying, "Christ, what an asshole." That's what he gets. Exasperation, flabbergastation. I know that's not a word, but kind of works with exasperation.
It's like, how can you be this cruel?
It's easy. It's a simple, easy target. That's why.
But how do you get to?
Oh, I don't know.
How do you get you're like this? All this is recorded, right?
Mm-hmm.
We see this. Right? It's no longer like little backroom conversations, that someone surreptitiously records. It's, oh my God, that's what you really think. I mean, we still get those going on, Lord, because everybody's recording everybody these days because nobody trusts anybody. So I was like, and here, sorry people, but you got to trust someone sometime.
Mm-hmm.
And you can't be going through life, Gene. Yeah, you know what? Hi there, let's have a talk, but first let me get receipts.
Yes.
It's right. That's not a
I know.
way to live.
It's just horrible people being horrible because they continue to get away with it. Are never. We talked about this on Saturday. How exasperated I am at the fact that these horrible people continue to say these outright horrible things and are never held to task for it. Never. And it's mind numbing to me that they can continue to do this. And the mainstream media is not holding their feet to the fire on this. And why? Why is, oh, that's right, because 66% of the National Post or Post Media is owned by Chatham Asset Management, which is a right wing evangelical Christian hedge fund from the United States of America. Our media was sold off to the Americans thanks to former Prime Minister Stephen Harper. That's true. We had laws to prevent that, and he rescinded those laws. They still have to have Canadian ownership involved, but if the Canadian owner is the minority stakeholder, the majority can dictate whatever they want, as they have been doing, by trying to gin up the public and rage farm them by saying things like, well, the Prime Minister's vacation cost taxpayers $160,000. And then people go, why isn't he paying for this? That's security cost, you dumbass. You think he's going to fly commercial? Hey, can we get an economy on Swoop or Flare? Give us a flight. Can we get a deal? Do you have those $1 flight deals? We'll go on that one. Yeah, that'll be good. Dumbasses. And all they're trying to do is rage farm for clicks. And it works. It works. Rage farming works. It gets them the clicks. It gets them the money. It gets them the dollars. And that's all they care about. And remember, they'll dump all over the Prime Minister for giving money to media companies. But their business plan involves said money. The hypocrisy there, the never-ending loop of hypocrisy. Some days I just want to smack somebody. Want to. Now,
sometimes even
Saturday,
need to.
I don't do it. You don't do it. You don't do it. Right? This was Saturday afternoon. Look at these grifters on the hill selling
that crowd of
hats
tens
that
of
were
people.
Yeah, tens of people. I'll guarantee you those hats were all made in China. And if you look in the banner, let me just pull our graphic down there for a second. If you look in the banner, what does that say right up in the top right-hand corner there? World Economic Forum. Yeah. Agenda 21. These are QAnon. These folks need counseling and several liters of chlorpromazine. That is an antipsychotic medication, by the way. It's also known as Thorazine. That's one of its marketing names. It's a serious antipsychotic drug. And I think they all need it because these folks have lost their shit. Flabbergastation sounds a little naughty.
It does sound a little bit naughty, doesn't it? And then you've got the people now losing their minds because the carbon tax has gone up. And Mr. Grizzly, they are focusing on this segment on CTV's Question Period with Environment and Climate Change Minister Stephen Guilbeault. So let's just put that up there and see what has made them so upset. Okay, for some reason, even though the volume is at maximum, it is not loud. So
I don't hear it at all.
Make an adjustment here. Sorry for the little dinging sound you will hear. All right. And let's
try it again.
Let's try that again.
Minister, respectfully, I'm looking at the PBO's report right now, and he goes through each quintile of the income brackets. In Alberta, each and every quintile will see a net loss. In Saskatchewan, all but the very lowest income, and the same in Manitoba. So I take your point that it is progressive, but in those instances, in those provinces, it's only those at the lowest part of the income scale that will see any net benefit. Everybody else, and certainly those in the second income bracket, are not exactly the richest of Canadians. And once again, when your government said what this program was intended to accomplish, it made a promise to Canadians that they wouldn't be out of pocket for it. If a majority of Canadians and I'm not saying that the merits of the program, I'm not debating the merits of carbon pricing in this. I'm just trying to ask you if you understand why there are Canadians right now who are facing such tough financial times, who are saying, can you put a pause on this? Can you help us out? Because it isn't like the rebates are covering it all.
Well, we're doing a number of other things, Vashi, to help Canadians and to support Canadians through the transition to a lower carbon future, like a program to help people to get off home heating oil, which is much more expensive, much more polluting than using heat pumps, for example. So we're working with a number of jurisdictions across the country to do that. And as you said in the introduction about the parliamentary budget officer, I mean, he acknowledges that he doesn't take into account the cost of the impacts of climate change. And let me give you just one example. Summer of 2021 in British Columbia, the overall economic impact of natural catastrophes that year alone, in British Columbia alone, $17 billion. This is a bill that all Canadians are paying, and that's 1 year, one jurisdiction in Canada.
I get all that, and I'm not negating it, but that isn't what you told Canadians carbon pricing would be. You didn't say it's going to cost you, but we'll do all this other stuff to help you. You said our rebates will cover you.
We have said that the rebates would help the people most in need in Canada, and that's exactly what the system is doing.
He's got to go. We've said it before. He's got to go. He might be great on the environment. He might have an incredible reputation, but he is a terrible communicator.
Very.
He's a horrible communicator.
I
know a lot of people.
He continues to do this.
Yes,
he continually does it.
Yep. He can't speak to his file.
No.
Competently. Not at all. He's terrible at communication. A lot of people don't like Vashi Kapelos. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? She's a little more aggressive. She'll interrupt. I personally have no problem with her.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she has a bit of a bent. You can see it every now and then.
Oh, yeah.
But that's fine. She's did a good job here.
I thought so.
Because that was specifically the line
that
would be covered. Now, so the parliamentary budget officer says that by 2030, most households will pay more for carbon pricing than it gets back in rebates. Okay. By 2030. What are we right now?
2023.
Okay. So that's by 2030. It's 2023. So that's plenty of time yet to see how we reduce our footprints otherwise. Electric vehicles, insulation, solar, because we have all those other programs. So we might not as citizens be spending as much on carbon because we've made other choices over the next 7 years to lower our footprint, number one. But also 7 years, that would be plenty of time, let's say in 3 years from now, see if we see that gap seems to get a little wider to make an adjustment and, I don't know, maybe just increase the rebate.
Excuse me. I got the yawns right now. Sorry.
That's okay. But it's like why are we talking about this like this is like super complicated and the world's on fire and it can never be adjusted or fixed? I mean, somebody can just decide to adjust the rebate if we see in 2-3 years that we're getting close to the point in 2030 where it gets divergent.
Well, that wouldn't make for a good talking point, though.
Yes. So, according to CTV, the hike comes just days after a report by the parliamentary budget officer this week stating that by 2030, when the price of carbon is expected to reach $170 per ton, most households will see a net loss, despite the rebate payments offered by the federal government to offset the surcharge. I don't know about everybody else, but what we're doing here, I mean, it's taking us a lot of time because it seems that COVID and supplies and everybody has the demand, but right, right now there's a program in our city where I am, where the municipal government has gotten some funds from the provincial and federal government and is allowing people to borrow 10% of the assessed value of their house, interest-free, for the next 20 years in order to make changes to reduce their GHG emissions now. And if they reduce their GHG emissions by 25%, they get that loan. If they reduce it by 30%, they get an extra $5,000 bonus. And then the federal government just came in with another similar program like that, on top of their already green program, where you're getting money back if you get a heat pump, if you insulate, if you change your windows, if you change your furnace, if you go solar, if you get a heat pump, if you get a solar water heater. So people will be making these changes. And of course, sources of renewables right now, like this for industry, is less expensive to produce that energy than to produce the traditional forms of energy. So I don't know what the panic is here, because we have got plenty of time to adjust. But this is like aha, you've been lying for 5 years. Aha. Now, Guilbeault didn't help by saying we have other things like this. Why couldn't he have just said that, yes, we see that. We're concerned about that. Right now, here's the situation. And if it gets, because we'll make adjustments to make sure that people are covered. We'll keep the promise.
I have to grab a coffee. I'm sorry. I'll be right back.
That's quite right. That's quite right. So I really don't understand that it's the answer is sitting right there. And he is completely stuck. Why would you not commit to keep people covered? It just doesn't make sense, especially since you're financing all these things that will help people reduce their footprint. So the cost to you as a government from doing that is probably going to be less and less per capita as it goes on, as people make these decisions. I don't know, man. I don't know. It's very, very, very strange. Well, I mean, I know why they're doing it. Don't get me wrong. I know it's anything to say that people are, that the carbon tax is going to make you lose. I mean, the whole conservative thing at the moment is that everything that this government is doing is going to cost you more money, and everything decision is going to be the decision that's going to make the difference between you having to choose between paying your rent or your mortgage and eating. But as Mr. Grizzly showed the other day, when it comes to the tax increase on alcohol, that was supposed to be about a 6 cents tax increase this year, but it ended up being just a 2% tax increase. Now, in conservative land, when that happens, when you have a scheduled tax increase or a fee increase that's supposed to go up and you don't do it, they call that a tax cut. Even though you don't actually get more money in your pocket because nothing was actually rebated to you, you're just not going to have to pay more for something the next time you get it. But they call that a tax cut. But apparently this is not a tax cut. So the booze didn't go up as much as conservatives, as it was planned, and conservatives are still yelling. And I'm maintaining the reason for which conservatives seem to be obsessed with the price of booze and keeping it low is because they really need all of us to be completely shit-faced for whatever they say to make sense. Because, ooh, boy, mama, I tell you, it's like if you sit down and you try to do the math, it doesn't add up. And then on the carbon tax, well, basically the price, this devastating increase in the carbon tax this year, this triple, all in 1 year, allegedly, carbon tax increase in this year, that is going to curve your spine and make you fall to your knees and beg Mother Nature for mercy as you sit there counting your nickels, deciding which one is going to go to milk and which one is going to go to carbon tax, is 3.3 cents a liter. 3.3 cents a liter, according to conservatives, is the thing that is going to make it hard for you to decide whether or not you keep a roof over your head or you keep driving, because you have no other options. Again, unimpressed face.
Yeah,
They
for good
think
reason.
you're stupid. They think you're stupid. And here's the thing, right? Here's the thing, right? If the carbon tax is driving you to drink a little less, and you save your money on your carbon tax.
See how that works?
Because you're supposed to pay 6 cents more on your booze, but you're only paying 2. So that's 4 cents, which covers the 3.3% on your gas. You come up 0.7 cents richer.
Mm.
So whether you're filling your tank or filling your tank,
They both work out. The maths.
it's just... Yes, and of course they don't talk about provincial tax either, which is what we talked about on the Alberta Stand show, right? When it comes to equalization, it's your fiscal capacity to keep on taxing. Well, they don't have a provincial tax, so they're not helping themselves because everybody else is taxing at least 6 or 7% more. That they're not. You've got the room. It's like charge a provincial tax and put all the money in your sovereign wealth fund.
That would make
Had
sense.
they done that
though.
the entire time, had they had a 3% provincial tax, ever since they went provincial taxless and took it all of that and put it in their sovereignty fund, they'd be laughing.
Mm-hmm.
But no. Instead, we cut dividends because we had Ralph Klein give you people dividend checks because you just happened to be living on top of oil at the time that it was $140 a barrel.
Yes,
or 110 or whatever it was. Conservatives, gotta love them. Ooh, that's the first time I ever see it. It said someone scanned the QR code.
Yeah, no, it
see
does
that?
that. Yeah,
I've never
it does
seen that before.
Oh,
Yay!
yeah.
Well, whoever
Thank you.
scanned the QR code, thank you so much.
Thanks.
Really, really appreciate it. That's really cool. So yeah, and then so you got to Danielle, old Danielle, of course, she had to get in on it as well. So recent reports suggest what we've known for years: Ottawa misled Canadians about the carbon tax. Oh, sorry, now I have to do my Danielle. Sorry.
Yes,
Recent
yes.
reports suggest what we have known for years: Ottawa misled Canadians about the carbon tax. Albertans pay the highest carbon tax in the country, nearly $3,000 per household. It's time to axe the tax. Okay, Danielle, let's talk about the carbon tax in Alberta. Why is it that Albertans pay the highest carbon tax in the country, nearly $3,000 per household, according to you? Well, gee, let's see. And because you keep on calling it the Liberal NDP carbon tax, but really, it's the Liberal UCP carbon tax, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it, Poodle? Because you had a Made in Alberta solution. Usually you're all for Made in Alberta solutions.
Yeah, well,
But it came from Rachel.
So got to throw that out. Yeah.
You threw that out, right? Right. So Albertans were not paying the federal carbon regulatory fee that you keep on mislabeling a carbon tax. And then all of a sudden they were. And the reason for which they were was because you canceled the Made in Alberta program, thus forcing your citizens to pay the federal backstop.
I spilled my coffee.
I'm not understanding this.
Well, it's very complex and complicated and convoluted, and yeah, I got nothing. I got nothing, man. She just look. If she can sling mud at Ottawa, she'll do it every opportunity she gets. It doesn't matter what the issue is. She's going to sling mud because she can.
Well, it's just like, I will not stop until the NDP Liberal carbon tax ends in Alberta. Are you with me? Borrowing a page from Aaron O'Toole, the "Are you with me?" did not really work well for him on his campaign. And it's like, you can end it by implementing a proper carbon reduction plan. It's like the Wizard of Oz. You had the way home all along. Just click your heels 3 times and say, climate change is real. Climate change is real. Climate change is real.
Didn't during one of their leadership, when Aaron O'Toole was leader, didn't they deny that climate change was real? The entire party denied that it was real, if memory serves.
Well,
Or
I know that
60 or 70% of the
they had a vote.
delegates,
Yes.
yeah, they voted on it and said, "Oh, it's not a real thing."
So
Do they think the Earth is flat too?
I'm just
And dry white wine is not actually liquid.
also, but it's very dry. When you spill it on yourself, it's like, that is why I drink the white wine, because this is dry without the edge. And when
Yes,
you
yes.
pour it on yourself, you're not wet. It's perfect for the wet t-shirt contest, huh?
It's like
Nothing happens.
evaporated milk in a can. Wouldn't that
Right.
be air?
Yeah.
That's air, right? Yeah.
J'aime les après-midi ensoleillés, les amis, et mon vin préféré, le pied d'or, because it's dry without the edge.
Without, how do you say the edge?
Without the edge. I love that commercial.
That was a good one. That's like 35 years ago.
I
Holy
know
crap.
that one in the Huck Taller lady.
This wine should be Hucktaller. She's doing like a cabaret thing.
Yes.
Hucktaller.
With the hat, like the wine was horrible. However, the
Yes.
commercial was great, but who could taste that stuff? Ugh.
That's what you clean your paintbrushes in.
Sheesh.
In my opinion. In
In mine too. Again, I'm far from a wine snob, but whoa, man,
Yeah.
that stuff is putrid.
Well, I'm not really a white wine drinker for the most part. I'm a red. I like my wine red, my whiskey neat, and my coffee black.
Mhm.
Guinness.
So we have an increased price on carbon that Canadians are paying as of April 1st. That's exactly 3.3 cents per liter about. And they need you to panic. Panic about 3 cents a liter. Of course, they're okay with your skyrocketing insurance premiums after natural disasters, though. Yeah, again, it's ridiculous. As bad as the communion wine they have at Catholic Mass.
Irish Catholic here. I've never partaken of the communion wine because I'm told it's horrible.
French Catholic, I have. It is.
Well, also, it's like 10 o'clock in the morning. What are you drinking for? Have a coffee, dude.
I drink to forget my sins.
Oh, okay.
At least while I'm in church. After that, I love to remember them. I usually have very good memories. All the bad things I've done, I remember them fondly.
Fair point, good sir. Fair point. Fair point indeed.
A life without regrets. A life without regrets.
I want to be consequence free. Wasn't that a song by Great Big Sea? I made a rhyme.
Oh yes, that's true. I haven't heard that forever.
Mm-hmm.
That's true. This one, somebody made some memes about the reception line that Skippy was in. That's Joe Biden. This one kind of made me
I've not seen this.
Go ahead, Mr. Grizzly. This will sound better in your voice than mine.
Oh, I know who you are. You're that little prick who encouraged those yahoos to block our border, stopping the billions of trade between us each day. That's a good one.
Maybe that explains the little giggle when Joe Biden, loyal, eh?
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure Joe Biden knows well who he is.
Oh, yes.
Remember the old joke when Stephen Harper was prime minister? It's like Stephen Harper dies one day and ends up in heaven, gets to heaven. And no, that's not the joke. I screwed it up.
Start again.
I'll try again. We'll rewind that. It was the world, the G7 summit, and they all get called up to heaven, all the G7 leaders. And God says, okay, this is what you need to do. You got to stop the climate change. You got to stop burning fossil fuels. You got to stop war. You got to stop this, or that's it. Apocalypse in 30 days, and everybody is going wherever I send them, and there's nothing you can do about it. So all the world leaders come down, and Chancellor of Germany addresses her people, Barack Obama addresses the. Well, he wasn't president at the time, but whatever. I'm just making it up as I go along. Addresses the American people. Says God says we have to do this. We have to do this. And Stephen Harper comes down, and the first thing he says is, "God's real. He's real. I've met him, and he thinks I'm a world leader." That's a good one, huh? That's a good one. Write it down. That's a good one.
I like that.
That's a good one. Write it down.
Linda, it is a joke that Harper goes to heaven. Okay, we won't go there.
No. We're not going down the religious rabbit hole, but I thought that was a good joke. That was pretty good. Pretty good.
Jen, the Hochtaler ads influenced my identity. Things are starting to make sense.
Do you have a top hat too, Jen? I got a top hat. I got two of them, actually.
I do too. I do too.
This wine is $1. What was the other one? Remember Blue Nun?
Oh God, that's another one that was horrible.
There's Dep wine, the L'Oiseau Bleu.
That one's bad too. My God, my first boyfriend loved all the bad wines. I'm just thinking about that right now.
Well,
what was I thinking?
Well, it was all we had, though. You got to remember. Like, I remember a couple of years ago, I was in the pub on a Thursday evening, actually. I stopped in after a hard day's work in the summertime, and I was standing at the front bar, and there's three young lads sitting there, and the manager at the time, who was also she's taken the Prud'homme beer. It's like a beer sommelier, but there's another term for it. Anyway, she was sitting there explaining the different varieties of beer that they had on tap, and what you should expect, and the flavor, and this, and they're all sitting there, and they're really, really into it. And these guys are sitting there, and they're talking about this and that, and the types of IPAs, and this type of barley, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, I just looked out and I said, "You guys are what, 20, 23, 24?" The oldest guy was 24. The rest were all like 21, 22. I said, "You have no idea how lucky you are coming along at this day and age." I said, because when I was your age, I had Bud, X, Blue Light. I go, all we had was domestic and Guinness, maybe Carlsberg, maybe Heineken, and that was pretty much it. I go, now you've got all these incredible imports along with all of this microbrewery stuff, all these craft brews. Like you're coming along at a good time in history. Matus. And what's the other one? Blue Nun and Baby Duck. Black Tower.
Now Baby Duck, that one brings back happy memories. I was 5 years old. It was the best seller. I know, it was great, especially when you were a kid. I came from a French Canadian household, right? So it's like if the Montreal Canadiens were in the playoffs, didn't matter how old you were, you had a 50 in your hand or a Molson.
Oh yeah. It's like, a rule.
You were 5 or 6 like this, you had one like this, and you got to stay up late. And at Christmas and at Thanksgiving and Easter, you got a little bit of wine, or a little bit of bubbly.
Baby Duck.
Yes, and it was always Baby Duck. And I loved the commercial because I was 5 and it had that little baby duck, which was so cute. Yeah. Yes. So every year at Christmas,
you had a little, like a shot glass of
a box of turtles and a bottle of Baby Duck. That I'd get a little bit of, the bubbles would tickle my nose. And I truly, truly, truly believe because of that, because of the way I was raised, that my relationship to alcohol is very healthy today, because I've never been drunk a day in my life. Because I was taught to have a respectful relationship to alcohol right from the get-go.
Yeah, that makes sense. Well, I mean, that's very much how it is in Europe. You know, it's I've been drunk more than once.
Now, I don't want the kids to think I'm an angel. I have been inebriated. I have been inebriated enough that I shouldn't be allowed next to a toaster, at least twice in my life. But every day of my life, every night of my life, I remember how I got home, how my clothes got off, how I got into bed, and if I'm waking up next to someone, how it is they got there and who they are.
So you've never been blackout drunk, is what you're
I
saying?
not even close. Like not even like drunk enough to stop caring what I look like. Because that's what
Have you ever
that's
woken
drunk.
up to somebody straddling you?
No. Oh. Okay, that's a story for another show.
More than once.
Okay, that's definitely a
Like,
story for another show.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you. You enjoying yourself? Thank you.
That's
Assault? Yeah, I know.
yeah.
Yeah, I know. Am I
Okay.
disturbed by it? No, not really.
Okay. So long as you're good.
I am but a vessel to serve. We're not going to have a therapy session. We go down that
Okay.
rabbit hole. We'll be there for days.
Okay.
We're not going down that road.
All right. If you're good with it, I'm good with
I
it.
like Jen's comment here. I like this very much. Scottish, same. I could have whatever, and I've never been a drinker. No taboo, no allure.
Yep.
I think it's the taboo aspect of it that makes people want to try it. Right? It's just one of those things.
I mean, I just had no allure. I just think young enough. I've seen enough people drunk and didn't like how I felt while I was around them that I never wanted to be that person.
I understand that. No,
I always have this expression that is like, "Don't be that guy. Nobody likes that guy. Nobody likes the I love you, man." Oh, sorry.
Well,
try to keep it in your glass, please. Just
I've had friends that friends from the country have said, "Hey, let's get drunk," and I'm like, "What?" I've never in my life. I have been. Yes, I'm not going to say I haven't. I've been intoxicated on this podcast on a Friday evening.
On a Friday evening, yes, not on this.
On a Friday evening, casual Friday.
There's been a couple times. It's like maybe you should check out now.
Yeah. It's like, okay, thanks. Yeah, go home, Paul. You're drunk. Okay, no, you don't. I don't even argue. If somebody enough, you're right. I'll go. But I've never gone with the intention of getting that way.
Yeah.
Whereas people have said, let's go out and get drunk. I'm like, what? I've never intentionally done that.
What do we do then? We're getting shit faced. Whoa. Yeah. Nope.
Never have I done that with intent. I've never done that. It just was never my thing. I don't know. Maybe I'm a weirdo. Actually, I am a weirdo. That's well known. That's a well-known fact. I am a weirdo. But it was never my thing. Let's go get drunk. It's like, no, I want to have a couple of drinks and enjoy myself. I like the taste of beer. I like the taste of whiskey. I like the taste of wine. If I didn't like the taste of it, I wouldn't consume it. Sometimes I like it a little too much.
So no job on the U.S. Supreme Court for you. I like beer.
I like beer. Sometimes I like it too much.
These headphones should have like this thing.
Nude photos of me out there that never enter politics.
I think I've been naked on stage too many times to enter politics. Everybody's seen my junk.
I can tell you this though: you give it enough time, and will know. Because once Gen Z enters politics, they don't. I mean, you've got the right-wing evangelical Christian version of Gen Z, but they're very small. The mass Gen Z's kind of like just accepting of people. And it's like, look, their whole lives have been online since birth. Mm-hmm. So it's not a big deal for them. They just don't see it as a concern. It's like, what? Who cares? So what? You were naked online. So what? We all were at one point in time. Like, it literally will not be an issue in a generation.
Right. Couple of
for the vast majority. I mean, there's still people that will take umbrage with it, but
Yeah. We have this guy here, Mr. Grizzly. Just going through some random stuff that have happened over the course of the weekend, kids. we talked on our show with the people from Alberta Stand Live in the breakdown about this man, Kacy Madu, who was the Minister of Justice in the government of Alberta. I believe there's a visual up there, Mr. Grizzly. This man right here. He basically came out and said in a press conference, so in the course of that particular work, the Premier is free to speak with anyone that she wishes to speak with. And then making a point of highlighting that the system is structured such that either the Premier or Cabinet have, quote, no mechanism to speak directly with Crown prosecutors. And it's like, well, yeah, it's structured that way because it's not supposed to happen. And yet, according to Danielle's past and recorded statements, it did happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, even though it's not supposed to. That's why it's bad, Kacy.
I wasn't supposed to go bald either, but guess what? It did happen.
Yes. And then he right. And then he adds, the conversations that took place were limited to the Premier having a conversation with her Minister of Justice, the Deputy Attorney General, senior officials in the Department of Justice, and that's entirely appropriate. No, it's not. And the conversations were not limited to them. She had a conversation with Artur Pawlowski 2 months before he was to appear in court, while he was actively a defendant in a criminal trial. People turn around and say, oh, SNC, like you heard Danielle mention, people mention Jody Wilson-Raybould a lot. And it's like, what's the difference? The difference, for one, is that Jody Wilson-Raybould was not a defendant in the criminal case when the Prime Minister talked to her. The difference is that Jody Wilson-Raybould was the Minister of Justice and the Attorney General, and the Deferred Prosecution Agreement law says that we can talk to the Attorney General or the Minister of Justice about political considerations from a criminal case. She says multiple times to some people, weekly to prosecutors in the office. Now she's saying she didn't say that. So did she lie to Artur Pawlowski on that phone call?
Wouldn't surprise me.
And maybe that's why he felt the need to record her. So does she just go around telling everybody? Because now she's pretending, as we found out on the show, she's pretending that she didn't know that we weren't like the United States and we didn't have the power of clemency. But on a 2019 radio show, when she's talking about SNC, she seems to be very, very clear. And apparently she needed Rob Anderson, her executive director in her office, to tell her, to give her legal opinion that we didn't have the power of clemency in Canada, because apparently 50 years of living here and her being a leader of the opposition and a Minister of National Assembly and an opinion leader and a lobbyist did not teach her that. She didn't pick that up by osmosis, just living in Canada, that our leaders don't have the power of clemency. She lies like she breathes. And as Nate Pike told us, don't underestimate her, because she is very good at making people feel like they are the most important thing when she is talking to them.
Well, and that's a large part of politics, is having the charisma to make people feel important.
Like I say, if you
needed.
If you can fake sincerity, you've won it. It's usually better if you are sincere, though. So yeah,
I would recommend sincerity as a good moving point.
Yeah. So the conversation alone she had with Pawlowski is enough to warrant strategically placing a boot to her backside at optimal speed for maximum flight. Right now. That she is still in the job right now is astounding, considering that call exists. And that call was posted on Mr. Pawlowski's YouTube site for a full 2 months before the press.
Yeah, that's what we've been told.
So 2 months ago, he's all over the media. Well, months ago, he's all over the media pressuring Danielle to follow through on her promise because she hadn't. And now someone else facilitated a call, because there are 3 people on that call, facilitated a call between them two, and she thought it was a good idea to take it. Then she thought it was a good idea to say that she would look into it. Then she said that she said that she was talking to them weekly, almost weekly. She said that she had her executive director, not her minister of justice, be the point person going back and forth on making sure. And when you ask someone every single, when you watch The Simpsons and the kids want to go to the water park? Go, Dad,
Can we go, Dad? Can we go, Dad?
No. Can we go to the water park? 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 Yes. Yay.
Yeah.
What is the likelihood of success, and are you sure that this is an overreach? Next week. What is the likelihood of success, and are you sure this is not overreach? Next week. What is the likelihood of... And this is the premier that was calling individual organizations early in her mandate and asking them if they had vaccine mandate things to their events, or otherwise maybe their funding might be pulled.
Yeah, she's running it like a dictator.
Nice event
Because
you
that's
got
what
there.
dictators do.
Nice event you got there. Would be a shame if your vaccination policy had something happen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say, nice event you have there. It would be a really shame if something about your vaccine policy made something happen to it, huh?
Well, it's the right wing. I don't even know if I can call them right wing anymore. Whatever they are, the group of people who constantly harp on about Trudeau's treasonous, he's tyranny, he's a dictator. I'm like, but the people you support are open about their dictatorship. Open about it. They're not hiding it anymore. And Skippy does it all the time. I will not allow any members of parliament to attend the World Economic Forum. Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
I thought you were for freedom. You want to make us the freest country in the world, but you're going to restrict movement. And yet nobody can seem to see that that's exactly what he would do. No, he wouldn't do that. But he said he would.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. So when it comes to Kacy Madu, I'm sitting there, it's like, there's very little mystery as to why it is that Mr. Do you know who I am? / are you sure you didn't ticket me for distracted driving while black? Because that's what I'll tell everyone you did.
Mm-hmm.
I could see why a minister of justice thought that was okay, would not have any problem with what Daniel Smith has done. Right.
Oh.
It's okay. It's like Bill Barr saying about Trump, right? It's like, I don't think he did anything wrong, tactic. Really? Girl. Girl.
How many charges against him? 34? Like,
they said we think 34 because that's the most precise number we had, but and it was a kit that suggested that, so I don't know where they got that information, but the only one that I've been able to find somewhere is over 30.
Right.
So that would be between 30 and 30, between 30 and 40. That's so over 30. But they won't tell us what they are, and they will not tell us what they are until tomorrow. Until tomorrow. Until
Arraignment Day Eve. It's Arraignment Day Eve.
I always love a good jaunty chapeau.
Of course, good sir.
So
we should have top hat and tails for tomorrow.
Ooh, okay. Okay. I don't know if I've got tails, but I definitely have top hat. So yeah, it seems
you wouldn't see a bow tie on this. It would be hidden under my beard. I have to wear it really low.
So we got an exclusive on Donald Trump's legal strategy. We actually had our contacts and our network out there ask us some questions from his legal team, and we found out that, Mr. Grizzly? I gave myself a pardon, and I call no take-backsies times infinity, so I win. Ha! Bing bong, bing bing bong.
It's like I can just declassify by saying I declassify.
I thought of it. It is declassified.
It's not. It's not how it works. There's an actual process in place. And oh boy.
I like it. Saucy goes, does Mr. Beaver have a tickle trunk of hats next to his desk? Oh, I don't know.
Perhaps.
Perhaps. Oh, no, it's stuck in my hair. There you go.
Well, that's not very good. That's never good.
Quizás. Bum, 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 ba-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Oh, God, it is so clear that I was going to be gay, man. Just, oh, Mom, you did a bang-up job. I never did that to my mom, but I always wanted to, but I didn't, just because she never actually gave me the opportunity. But it's like, if ever she had asked me, Dougie, did I do anything to make you gay? Well, I can't say whether or not you did, Mom, but those dance lessons really paid off.
It's kind of a silly question. Did I do anything to make you gay? Gave birth? But, that's about it, really. I mean,
the tap lessons in opera was great. Thank you for registering me for wrestling class.
Yes. I did not like wrestling in gym. They're like, why not? I'm like, I don't like men touching me.
It's like my face is
Like,
always in
what?
someone's butt.
I don't like this. This is not, I don't want to roll around on the floor with another man. It doesn't do it for me.
See, I was fine with that because I had trouble staying on my own mat at nap time. But yeah, it's like, I'm sorry. It's like, this guy keeps on putting his butt in my face and farting. No. Thank you.
Just one reason amongst many why I didn't care for that.
And then, I'm sorry, but and I'm speaking from personal experience because if it wasn't for my grade 9 social studies teacher who took me aside and taught me about the wonders of deodorant, because nobody told me.
Well, if you don't know, you don't know.
Right? Oh, my life changed in grade 9 once I learned about deodorant. Oh, boy, did I have friends all of a sudden.
This is me in grade 9, baby. This is me in grade 9.
Parents, please tell your boys about deodorant. The last thing I wanted in high school was to have my nose anywhere near teenage boy funk. Sorry.
Mom said to be home by 11. Oh, man, I'm going to miss Stairway to Heaven.
Oh, man, I guess I wasn't that gay.
There's levels, I think. Levels.
Oh, man. Okay. More people doing really just dumb, stupid stuff.
Well, there's a lot of that on the internet, I can tell you.
This
easy
is
to find.
Liberal Minister for Official Languages, Jeanette Petitpas-Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
They keep on trying to make her some kind of star.
She just isn't.
Yeah. I have this impression for her that she's like, well, I mean, look at her hair, right? Like, just look at her clothes. Like, she is just so. Right? Everything's, she even speaks that way, just so, very pointed. But the thing is that she's one of these typical politicians that's very good at repeating 75 different ways the media line, but not doing more. And she comes across as way, way, way too polished. Way too polished. And she was in the first cabinet, and then she got dropped, and then she got brought back, and she did these things again that politicians keep on doing, going for the superlative overreach. And the government is in the process of bringing in a new Official Languages Act, and she said in French, she said, not in French, she said that French is the only language in decline in Canada. I believe Indigenous Canadians would have a word or two to say about that.
You think?
And it's backed up by the last census.
Yeah.
Again, we need to stop with the superlative overreach, and we need to stop with my oppression is worse than yours porn.
Yeah, I can't argue with that.
It's a bad habit. Stop it. Not everything has to be the best, the worst, the most. It can be bad without being the worst ever. It could be bad enough to warrant our attention without having to be the worst ever. Stop it.
Mm.
One of our official languages is in decline. That alone is enough. Why embellish when the truth will do?
Because they like to? I don't know.
Why? It serves no purpose, and all it does is set you up to be a punching bag after. This is Canada. There are many languages that are in decline.
Mm-hmm.
French and Indigenous. So we can address that without engaging, as Saucy Seawitch says, with comparative suffering.
Yeah.
Not required.
Perseverance porn, right?
Yep, not required. Just not everything needs to have a superlative. The most persecuted people I've ever seen in my entire life. No, they're not. The only language in decline in Canada. No. Only I can solve it. No. No. There are many paths. There are many ways. Many roads lead to Rome. You're not the only one. You don't have the only solution. And most likely, yes, you may be the worst. Most likely you're not, but you may be. But let other people say that for you. Maybe. It's exhausting. It's exhausting.
Wow. I got to show you something I just came across my feed. This is disturbing. I'm not even going to read it. If you want to read it, you can. I don't want to read it, but I'll put it on the screen for you to see and you make the judgment. It's really, wow.
Yeah, we don't need that. Yeah.
Right? That's like,
it's just, transgender.
Wow.
Yeah, that's just it.
Wow.
Yeah. That's bait.
Yes.
That's bait. When you kids, and I'm not reading it because it has these words do not, but it was basically about transgenderism and basically about, doing what you needed to do to put them all in a small corner because, of course, they're all pedophiles. Right. Yep. Of course.
Yeah, I'm not engaging.
Yep. That's those social media 101 bait.
Mm-hmm.
Those tweets are bait when they're so inflammatory there that they just make you go, what do you mean? We should put bait. Don't waste your time. Don't waste your time. Big news. I think this happened on the weekend. If I remember, I can't remember if we talked about it on Friday or not.
I don't know.
That happened on. We talked about this already.
Yes, yeah. We discussed that. That came across my feed. It was a breaking news story. Yeah.
Yes. So former Conservative leader Aaron O'Toole will not seek re-election, will resign his seat at the end of the House of Commons spring session. He's going now. Guess he's had enough of PP and his friends, PP and pals.
I guess.
Yes. The
Maybe
50-year-old.
there's some decency left in the man. He's like, I'm out. Can't support this anymore.
He made a couple of statements over the past few months that got some media attention from more progressive conservative circles. But I mean, it's like you probably should have done that in your campaign, buddy, or during the leadership race while Pierre was running, or anything. But yeah. Too little, too late. Too little, too late. It's been the honor of a lifetime to serve my community in Parliament and to also have the privilege to serve the country as a minister and leader of the opposition. I'm thankful to the people of Durham for their trust, he said. I've been fortunate to have the opportunity to advance issues that I believe are critically important to our country, from veterans' mental health to military preparedness, nuclear energy, Arctic sovereignty, and a range of other important issues. Wow, absolutely none of that had to do with serving the general public. I will continue to advance these interests and serve my constituents until the end of this session. So, yeah. Bye. Bye-bye. I can't even say don't let the door hit you, because it's not like he was awful. It's just
he wasn't around long enough.
You were there, and now you're gone.
Well, my father has no use for the man because he shut down a bunch of Veterans Affairs centers throughout the country. So, that whole myth of the conservatives are for the military. Bullshit. You're not. It's a lie. Yeah, we're good with the budget. No, you're not. You're good at enriching rich people. Joe Clark, a true progressive conservative, different story. Current crop of conservatives, they just want to line their pockets with gold.
Yeah.
And they'll take it from you to get it, and they don't care.
And finally, our last story of the day, and probably the biggest political news story in the country, is that if you are living on gorgeous, wonderful, beautiful Prince Edward Island, well, today's election day.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Yes. The Prince Edward Island election is into its final day of campaigning ahead of yesterday was basically, you can't really campaign in public, whatnot, but it's more like the get out the vote type campaigning today. Candidates from all parties made their final pitches yesterday, where the main issues included the state of healthcare, housing shortages, and climate change, of course, on Prince Edward Island. And of course, those issues in particular, climate change, and were brought to the fore by the recent, of course, Hurricane Fiona in the area, but also I believe it was last summer or the summer before, they had a problem with a potato wart on the island, which very much affected exports, and the Premier actually handled that quite beautifully on the international scene as well. So which may explain the reason for which the Premier called the election 6 months ahead of the province's fixed election date. There are 27 seats in the legislature going into the election. The Progressive Conservatives held 15. The Green Party had 8 seats, and the Liberals held 4. You have main party leaders running in the PEI provincial election. So from the Progressive Conservatives, you've got Dennis King, who likes to go by Denny King. So they have a full slate of candidates, and they are definitely leading going into the election today. The latest data, I got it from Polling Canada, but I can't remember which company it was, but I go to the Polling Canada site sometimes when I need to find something quickly, and there it is, Mr. Grizzly. It says, well, according to, let's see, who is this forum? The PCs are at 47%, the Greens at 28%, Liberals at 20%, the NDP at 4%, and others at 2%. So no mystery as to why Mr. King wanted to go right away, because he seems to have a very, very sizable lead. From the Liberal Party, the leader is Sharon Cameron, and she is trying to win some seats here because in the 2019 election, their party dropped to third-party status from 16 seats to just 6. And the party's entering this race with just 3 incumbents reoffering. Shannon Camroy, the leader, is running for political office for the first time, but she has more of a decade of experience as deputy minister. And she is running against the Green Party leader, Peter Bevan Baker, in his district. So you got 2 party leaders running in the same district, which is a little strange. From the Green Party, as we mentioned, Peter Bevan Baker, who in the last election started with them having to, I believe, have some type of agreement because there wasn't a majority for the Conservatives at that time. And I believe he had experienced some personal tragedy as well during the election. And it seems that everybody on the island had really come together at that point. So when the government had started, there was a good collaborative feel to it. But once it seems that, I guess with by-elections would be my guess, that the Conservatives got a majority. According to Peter Bevan Baker, all the collaboration just stopped and the Progressive Conservatives started behaving like a more traditional Conservative party.
Interesting.
That's his take. The Greens are fielding a slate of 25 candidates, so not a full slate, with all incumbents reoffering except for District 11's Hannah Bell. And then we have a party called the Island Party that hadn't run in 12 years, but they are back. And a lady named Ahava Kalnasi de Kalnas is the head of the party for about a month and looking to be elected for the first time. She leads a slate of 11 candidates who say that they want to introduce recall legislation, focus on town halls and referendums on major issues, which the party says will put power back in the hands of people. They are saying that there are 10 districts, and interesting. 10 districts in particular to watch on the provincial election where things may be tight. District 5, Mermaid Stratford. District 8, Stanhope Marshfield. District 11, Charlottetown Belvedere. District 13, Charlottetown Brighton. District 14, Charlottetown West Royalty. District 17, New Haven Rocky Point. That's where Peter Bevan Baker and Sharon Cameron are running against each other. District 21, Summerside Wilmot. And District 23, Tyne Valley Sherbrooke. District 25, O'Leary Inverness. District 26, Alberton Bloomfield. So those are the 10 that seem to be where the most action will be happening. And over 34% of eligible islanders have voted in advance polls, which is a little bit down from the 2019 turnout. So 36,823 people voted in the 3 days of advance polls, according to Elections PEI. And the districts with the highest turnout percentage are District 20, Kensington Malpeque, 6, Stratford Keppoch, 26, Alberton Bloomfield, 10, Charlottetown Winslow, and 21, Summerside Wilmot. And in Kensington Malpeque, 43.59% early vote turnout. Wow. That's impressive. So there you go. Advanced voting has increased in each recent election as islanders turned out in huge numbers to vote ahead of regular election day after the 2007 election. Election PEI report made a pitch to beef up the number of poll clerks because of the large number of electors showing up at the first advance poll. And during the 2011 campaign, the arm's length agency added a third advance poll day because so many were flocking to vote ahead of Elections Day. And then in 2015, the campaign featured a higher than expected turnout for advance voting with extensive lineups of people waiting to vote. About 12,000 voters showed up on the first advance poll day alone. So PEIers really love their advanced voting.
Hey, they're voting. That's what matters.
That's exactly what matters. So yes, the election show, I believe, will start at around 6:30 on the main networks, the pre-show, with results coming in. I'm guessing like every other place, the polls will close probably around 8 p.m. So please, if you're living on the island and you haven't voted in advance, please make sure that you take some time to go cast your vote today, because democracy is something that you do.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Mr. Grizzly, do we have a show?
I think so. Yeah, I don't think there's anything else that I really wanted to bring up. The other than the national letdown that took place on the weekend when they tried to have a national shutdown and like nobody showed up.
This is the thing. This was a good April Fool's joke that I really liked. If you would, Mr. Grizzly, the people from Polling Canada decided to publish a poll by Twitter Blue verified online, showing the Conservatives at 33%, down 1 from the last election. The Liberals at 10%, down 23 from the last election. The NDP at 3%, down 15 from the last election. The Bloc Québécois at 17%, up 9 from the last election. I don't even think that there's enough people in Quebec for them to get 17% of the entire. The People's Party up 32% to get 38%, and the Green Party of Canada up 2 to get 4%. About the only number in there that's somewhat connected to reality is the Conservative number and the Green number, which makes this very clever because they bookended those.
Mhm.
Then put all the April Fool's stuff in the middle.
Yes.
And well, yeah, I have terrible news for those who forgot that yesterday was April Fool's because, well, some of the reactions were laughing, yes, but what a bunch of crap. Blocked. I'm over on Spoutable for a lot of reasons. This sort of crap is one of those reasons. Somebody went fishing. Somebody felt the need to do their own online poll because, of course,
Yes.
that's going to be much more valid. Oh, man.
Yeah.
We have some gullible people. We have some
We do.
gullible people.
Well, Jordan Peterson started it off with raging about how they're going to make bike lanes on the national highway, which is, not happening. just some days, some days you just sigh because what else can you do?
I tell you, yeah, people make me worry some days. People make me worry some days, I have to admit. Before we go, just in a little bit of Canadians who make us proud, tennis player Leila Annie Fernandez, who we very much love, got all the way to the final of a 1,000 level, so that's like one level below Grand Slam tournament in Miami, the Miami Open, playing against, I think, number 2 doubles pair in the world, Coco Gauff and Jessica Pegula of the United States. They lost the first set 8-6 in the tiebreak, and then Pegula and Goff took off with it. But along the way, Fernandez and Townsend, who are not even seeded as a doubles duo, took out the number 3 and number 7 teams in the world on the way to the final.
To add to that, did you know that Saturday was summer? Saturday was the first day of summer. Summer McIntosh, who broke another 400-meter world record at 16 years of age, the individual medley. So she's 16. She hasn't finished growing yet, and she just gets better and better and better. This young lady is going to set the whole world on fire when it comes to swimming. I mean, she is a generational athlete. She is Canada's version of Michael Phelps.
Yep. I cannot wait till the next summer Olympics. Yeah, she set a world record in the 400 IM.
Yes.
Which was my event back in the days when I was swimming. And that's a tough one.
That's
A
incredibly.
tough one. And I think it was the 400 free.
Yeah, she set 2 records in the 400, the individual, and I think it was the free. Yes,
it would be the free because there's no other 400 races. I had heard something about the fly, but there is no 400 fly.
No, you couldn't do a 400 fly. Your arms and shoulders would fall off.
Right. So she set 2 world records, and she is the first Canadian since Elaine Tanner back in 1967 to hold 2 world records at the same time.
Oh, another swimmer to pay attention to is Josh Liendo, who just broke his own record in the pool. So, yeah, keep your eye on that young man. He is also in the process of, he said, we're here. We've arrived. Pay attention. We're for real.
9 Canadian records were broken during the national swimming trials. Summer McIntosh broke 2 world records and 5 junior world records. Yeah, because she's competing at senior, but she's still young enough To also
so
compete
she
at Junior Worlds.
so she breaks the junior worlds because she's 16 and set the world record. Not just in her age category, but the world record. Period.
Right.
So wow.
Yep. So she and then again, it seems that she got another record in the 200-meter freestyle. I don't know if that's a world record or a national record or a junior world. But she said, I'm pretty exhausted. I mean, I'm pretty exhausted at this point because it's been a lot of fun to compete in my home pool with all the Canadians in the stands. And honestly, the only reason I can do this is because of everyone surrounding me, my teammates, friends, family, and my coaches. It was pretty hard. I tried to leave it all in the pool. Overall, I'm pretty happy with the race. There are always things to improve on, but to finish this week this way, I'm overall happy. So our world's roster is finalized. There are a huge number of people on the team. If I show you, because I was going to go there 1, 2, 3, 4, but there's no point in doing that because there are just so many.
So many of them, yeah.
So many have met the standard.
Well, Maggie McNeil was out there kicking butt in the pool too. So
yep, and so was Finley Knox, and as you say, Josh Liendo.
Is Penny now? Penny wasn't able to compete because she was out for surgery, right?
I believe so. Yes, but she's on the team.
She is on the team. Okay.
Yeah. I guess she might have met standards previously or something.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, along with McIntosh, other household names include Olympic champion Maggie McNeil, most decorated FINA swimmer Kylie Mass, rising star and NCAA champion Josh Liendo, 18-year-old Elia Caroon, as well as Catherine Savard, who is making her 6th World Championship appearance for Canada.
Now, Elia was born in Montreal, but he was an American citizen, but he had passport issues recently, so now he competes for Canada. There's an interesting story I watched on the weekend about that from our friend Devin.
Exactly. And Devin was there, and well, he had stated that if Summer McIntosh was going to set one more world record, that he would have to ride the magical water unicorn.
Yes, and he did.
And he did. He is a man of his word.
There he is.
There he is. He's a great guy. He's a lot of fun. And then he apparently competed in his first ever 50-meter freestyle race. And he decided to not pick. He decided not to pick the easiest competition in order to do it. So here he is in a race, 50 meters, against none other than Brittany McLean and Brent Hayden.
Yeah. Easy competition right there. Yeah.
All right. Now, of course, this is Devin all the way on the left. His start might need a little work.
Wow. He fell in the pool. He didn't even die.
Devin.
Wow. What's Brent doing?
I'm sure that Brent changing lanes to encourage him is illegal.
Yeah.
Now watch. Devin's arms go 2 strokes for every one of Brent's. Swim. Put your head down. Go to the wall. There you go.
Oh, we'll have to razz him about that.
Well, you know what? It doesn't matter how you do it. It matters how good you look doing it. And
true.
He looked very good. Very, very, very stylish. So, of course, he's got his victory photo here. I love it. Brittany's amazing. Look at her.
Yeah. Hamming it up. I love it.
I love it. And of course, there we go. When we have a photo, of course, of the entire team right here. Hold on. I had it, and now it is gone, of course.
Of course.
All
it
right.
is. That's how it works.
That's
how it
quite
works.
all right. Yeah. So there you go, kits. That's the episode. We hope that you loved listening to us because we loved making this for you. Remember that sharing is caring and word of mouth is priceless. So let your peeps know about us. And because democracy is something that you do, if you're on PEI, make sure you vote.
Please.
All right. Yes. I also forgot. Congratulations to Corey Connors, who won the PGA event. His second title ever. Great last name, too. Doesn't spell it the same way I do, but doesn't matter. If you really like this podcast, you can find us on the Crier Media Network, as well as all Beaver Grizzly friendly platforms. Stars and reviews are appreciated. So if you have a mittful of them to spare, we would gladly take them off your hands.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah. We love to hear from you, so please reach us on our Facebook page, our Twitter page at TrueEager, or by email at truenortheagerbeaver@gmail.com. And you can subscribe to us at our pod page. That's podpage.com/the-truenortheagerbeaver, all in lowercase letters with a hyphen between each one of those words. And we will come to you as soon as we have something fresh off the bandwidth. If you're listening to us on our YouTube page, well, why don't you smash the buttons like Kit Elaine says, and subscribe as well, because we're trying to get to at least 1,000. That's our True North Eager Beaver Media Incorporated YouTube channel, and that will help us up big time. So thank you. We can't do this without you or your kind and generous support. So if you feel that we've done a particularly good show, if you're watching, you can scan that QR code like somebody did previously during the show. That's right by Mr. Grizzly's head. And that will bring you to our emergency hot chocolate, Guinness, Caesar, whatever it is that we need. Yep. That's our emergency fund. And if you're listening, well, then you can let your fingers do the walking. Go to ko-fi.com/eagerbeaver, all in one word, lowercase letters. And, that's where you can make your contribution. And we appreciate everything. Thank you so very much. From the Beaver Lodge, this is your Eager Beaver saying, until next time, dear kids, it can be a tough world out there, so please be kind to and gentle with yourself. We're sorry that we weren't able again today to bring you our planned interview with Quito Maggi.
Stuff happens.
Yeah. We don't know what happened today. We haven't heard from him this morning, but I'm sure that he will write us and let us know what transpired, and we'll try to make another date to bring that to you. Mr. Grizzly, do you have any words of wisdom for us before we go?
Try and get plenty of rest, because if not, you end up tired and groggy and a little cranky like me right now. I do have some advice, though. 9 p.m. this evening on my YouTube channel, I have an ASMR, and I'm going to go a little deeper than I normally do into what depression is all about. So I'll just put a link here in the chat for anybody interested in joining in. It's we've got a growing community of concerned individuals who want to support each other in our mental health challenges. So I will go deep tonight because there's a few things I need to talk about. So if you are so inclined, it will be an ASMR mental health chat at 9 p.m. on my personal YouTube channel. And the link is right there in the chat.
All right, kids. That comes highly, highly, highly recommended if you could use some time with people who actually genuinely care.
Mm-hmm.
It's a good place to check in. Okay, we mentioned at the beginning of the show, choose yourself. So
yes,
take some time to choose you. Nothing wrong with that.
Nope.
All right, Mr. Grizzly, please roll the credits.
You are listening to a True North Eager Beaver Media Podcast. The True North Eager Beaver podcasts are proudly brought to you by our founding sponsors, the Miss V Mysteries from Corvid Moon Publishing, your source for science fiction, fantasy, and cozy mysteries featuring a broad diversity of characters. CanadianTarot.com, your uniquely Canadian online eclectic tarot community and forum, and The Pepper Master, hot pepper sauces made from fresh farm ingredients to thrill your taste buds and expand your mind.
All right, go out there and make today special.
See ya. Oops.